Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, and people from Asia,
Let's go to a good start.
tonight, the League of Ordinary Gentlemen proudly bring to you the Fantasy Football 5, introducing Balls to the Wall, Bryan Roberts.
What it is, what it do.
Quick wit, slow feet, Ryan Roberts.
Right, me.
Coach Jake Root.
Host man.
And JT, the commish.
I'm hungry. I'm famished.
All right.
Not as good as a T-bone, but it'll do.
Well, boys, I'll go ahead and admit to you right up front, we've had some technical difficulties, but here at the Fantasy Football 5, we will not let a couple computer malfunctions, couple screencastify issues get in the way of us bringing to you the best fantasy football podcast show in this league.
Daggone right, bar none.
Yeah.
Did for a fucking hour and a half, I'll tell you that much.
Dude, me and Jake were diligently working over here.
I retired.
And Baylor.
And Baylor.
Just take it.
I think we did quite a fine job, if I do say so.
Fine job. Fine job. I said fine.
Fine job.
Fine job.
To be honest about it,
What are we talking about? I was talking about Baylor.
Oh,
you still talking about the computer stuff?
Yeah.
And out.
All right, so a couple movers and shakers from Week 14. The playoffs were already decided in terms of who's invited to the dance. Just what order of the dance they'll show up in.
You can't be the first kid that shows up. Scorp. That's a nerd. First kid showed up.
Dude, did y'all used to get jacked up for middle school dances?
oh yeah,
God,
I only
dude.
went to two.
oh yes.
Ron, yeah, dude, I used to get jacked up,
Oh, yeah.
dude. Coming to school that Friday, I was already jacked up.
I think I went to the first one we had in middle school, and I think I went to one in 7th grade because I was staying at Matt Henley's house, and that was that.
I went to like all of them.
I'm really gonna take the high road here, man. Really gonna take it.
Take it.
Doing it.
Do it. Proud of you.
Thank you.
Doing a good job.
Thank you.
Did you get jacked up for middle school dances?
Jacked off. That's right.
All right.
You said you were going to tell
We
me.
rode together.
They were the first two there. Like I said, point proven.
I was always the first one.
He won the race.
Every time. That's why we call them Dukes. Man, it's gonna get nasty. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's,
Dukes man.
okay.
Yes, she didn't even say it. Everybody knew.
Bronze Hellman's guy. JT's a Miracle Whip guy. Is it mayonnaise? Is it real? Nobody knows. All right, go.
Nobody knows.
Tastes the same though, doesn't it, big guy?
No,
Don't taste it.
it doesn't.
Do you want to restart this?
Nope.
Can we restart this?
Nope.
He almost said Borat during the introduction. So, ladies and gentlemen, Borat and girl.
All right, Week 14. Let's jump in that first matchup. Ryan,
Ryan.
Week 14 matchup was JT versus Scorp.
the biggest blowout of the week.
I missed it.
Let's click on it. So we had the Cult of Personality playing the Scorpion King. The original projection was 116 to 143, and both teams did what we thought they would do. Cult of Personality 100, an underperformance, and an overperformance, 159 from the Scorpion King.
Show off.
And-
Best team in fantasy league right now.
Yeah.
And his quarterback
Probably
sucks.
for the past 8 weeks.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
on an 11-game win streak.
Yeah.
That's the second longest in league history.
What's
the
the longest
longest?
when Jordan
13.
didn't lose and then lost in the playoffs?
13.
You won 13 straight?
Yep. The last time I won.
I'm guessing it was towards the end of the season.
Well, yeah.
Did you win 13 this
Yeah,
year?
it
Well, you
was.
could've-
It was.
you
Yeah,
could've
it was.
won.
Yeah, it was from like
So if
week.
Scorp wins out.
Then he would set it. Yeah, if he went, I told him that 2 days ago. I was thinking about that.
Why'd you wink when you said that?
That's my thinking face.
That is scary.
I try not to
shit.
think too much, man. I know it don't
I
look
would.
good.
It
Look
don't
like
look scared the hell out of
Looks
kids.
like Cotton from Pirates of the Caribbean.
I
Look
was
like a
thinking
drugged
Cotton
out
Heel.
Popeye.
Cotton Eye Joe.
Been married on.
I'm gonna
I
go.
tell you what, two of y'all were real proud of your matchups last week. Good, googly moogly.
That thing is juicy.
That was about 40 minutes worth of conversation.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh,
We did deep dive.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it wasn't really about our
Oh,
matchup.
what kind of pants you think they're going to wear? Well, I'm going to tell you this much. Kyle Pitts, put them pants on, he's going to do what? I think the other pants, not
Who
going to do
brought
something.
up Kyle Pitts? It
We
wasn't
talked
me.
about this. I wanted Jake to share in the pain of drafting Kyle Pitts really early because I had Allen
All right,
Robinson
well,
early.
What'd you do? Go through the birth?
Hold on. We can't restart this whole
No.
thing.
And then my matchup was I just asked a question about Chuba Hubbard, and we went through the entire Panther season.
Yeah. You should
We
have
did.
enjoyed that part.
I love bashing the Panthers. You know this.
There's a lot to bash it out.
I know.
All right, I'll make this quick on the left side. Pat Mahomes led the way, 24. Javonte Williams, another good game,
Good
puts up
game.
20, two
Good game.
touchdowns. Brandon Ayuk scores a touchdown. Everybody else,
Doo-doo!
doo-doo.
How
Under
early
protection.
does he go next year?
Javonte?
No,
First, second round?
No.
If,
I think it's stipulation.
if Melvin leaves second round,
Second round at the latest.
Yeah.
If Melvin's still
The
there,
league going, you
fourth,
heard
fifth, it's going
I
to
think
take
some.
away
I
touchdowns.
think somebody take him in the. I think somebody take him in the third.
together.
So like a
Three
Joe
weeks.
Mixon draft this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I think somebody take him in third just because
He was at my
like he leads the league in broken
That's what I was
tackles,
here.
Oh yeah.
and he's like 80
From one
carries
to one.
behind
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor.
Yep.
So I think somebody take him in the third and just hope that
That's
his,
right. Last one we did.
you know, he takes the job as kind of the workhorse or at least the primary back, you know,
Yeah.
into the season.
Melvin Gordon should go somewhere else.
Here's the
He's
problem:
still
is like Melvin Gordon's still very productive,
He had a great game last
He's
week.
been fantastic all season.
Wonderful.
but it doesn't really matter because
Yeah.
Javonte's the future. Like,
Yeah, he is the future.
Get the keys to
You
it.
use them now.
Yeah, so that's all we need to say about the cult of personality. On Scorp's team, we talked about his Thursday night from Justin Jefferson, Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris, and Dalvin Cook. They put up like a combined, I think, 96, something like that. Scorp really only needed like one more player to go.
All right, well, they weren't really bold predictions, but we were talking about this matchup specifically. So I'll go ahead and go back. JT said Scorp will score 174 plus points, which what his projection I think was after Thursday night. He didn't reach that.
Nope.
And then Jake said Scorp will put up the highest weekly point total, which was like 190 something, and he didn't do that.
Yeah, but he had
But I mean, he was on pace to score
Yeah.
300. Basically.
Dak and Schultz. I mean, they won, but that
Dallas sucked.
they did not look good.
I don't know who was an offensive powerhouse for them on.
Dallas.
Yeah.
I think they had a pick.
They had a pick six.
Then they
helped.
have another.
Tony Pollard didn't play. Zeke didn't do
anything.
much.
I think Michael
Dak
Gallup.
didn't do anything.
Who caught the touchdown?
Gallup was a
Cedric
great.
Wilson or-
No, it was Gallup with the two.
Gallup.
two
That was the
No,
great.
it wasn't Gallup.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it wasn't Gallup. Was it Cooper?
Yeah, that's what I said. Nobody listens to Brian.
I do.
You yell at me for not participating.
You
Not
yell at
participating.
me.
Here we go. Here we go. Nobody listens.
Don't
You can
act
talk,
like
you can
that.
talk to old Jake.
Stop
Take
it.
it.
You were hungry.
I'm starving.
Damn, you was, son.
Told y'all. What y'all think I was kidding?
Nope.
I didn't
Tennessee,
actually think about it at all.
that was a great start by Scorp because they put up 24 and they made Jacksonville.
Fire their coach.
Yeah.
No, Josh Lambo, former Chargers kicker, made him fire their coach.
Well, because he kicked him. What's the big deal?
7-Eleven guy wasn't having it after that.
Is he always open?
I don't know.
7-Eleven. They're always open?
7 hours, 11 days a week.
They used to talk about 7-Eleven. They felt like a wide receiver was nicknamed 7-Eleven because he's always open.
But they're not always open, are they?
They're not, but that was the joke 'cause they used to be, I think.
I would go Waffle House.
Yeah.
The Sheets.
Sheets.
The Sheets?
The Sheets dog.
Walmart, they used to be.
It used to be, man.
Now it's hard to find.
Dude,
Bro.
You know what's not hard to find? A daggum Dollar General because those things pop up everywhere. I
Yeah,
got
middle of
3 within
nowhere.
3 miles.
I know that one just popped up right there getting off of Cedar Square.
Yeah. And there's one, if you go behind my house over Oakland, there's another one like, I don't know, a mile and a half the other way, and then you go down the other way.
It's so easy for me to
Dollar
do
General.
this. It's so easy.
To get us off track.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We've already had a side conversation. We're 10 minutes in.
There's really not too much else to say because we pretty much reviewed half of Scorp's team on Thursday.
When Pittsburgh and Minnesota played each other on Thursday night, Scorp's team was basically done.
Yeah,
We just have to talk about Dallas.
They didn't play well, which hurt Scorp's
Ceiling.
total, but I mean, he still put up 159. He's the number 1 seed going in to the fantasy football playoffs on an 11-game win streak and
Bluey.
12-2.
Daggum Bluey.
And the Cult of Personality ends the season with yet another loss.
She had that 13-game win streak.
You did. You can hang their hat on that.
I had my hat on a couple years ago. All right,
Hey, that's what I've been doing.
next matchup:
Next matchup.
This guy, pointing himself,
Ryan.
versus that guy, pointing Bryan.
The big guy.
This guy.
The big guy.
Battle of Miss Green's second grade class.
All right, so fantasy phenoms. Original projection 145. Victim of the system. Original projection 122. Final 154 to 145 in a very close matchup. Right.
It wasn't a close matchup.
And then
About
it was.
3/4 of the way through that Buffalo, 3 o'clock, I guess, Buffalo game.
Yep.
Yeah, he didn't do anything until halfway through the
And
third.
then Josh Allen goes off and throws one of his touchdowns to Dawson Knox, which hurt. And then Jamar Chase has been bottled up all game. And in the fourth quarter, he catches a touchdown. And it's like, I was up 30 with a bunch of people still to go. And then those games happened, and Josh Allen went from having an average game to probably the number one quarterback on the week. And straight dominant.
39, yeah.
I think he was.
I think that is
he's either
top.
1 or 2.
Because he had 109 rushing yards, too.
I mean,
On top
Bryan
of
projected Josh Allen having a great rushing game just 1 week too early.
Yeah.
I wasn't here last week to project it.
True. Yeah, he had a very good game. Led the way with 39.
You would think if he's got 100 yards plus rushing, it was the game that Bryan predicted when the wind was 30 miles an hour and snow.
That's what I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to run. I thought he was going to run. I honestly thought the man would run.
Do you want to know I started running?
Why?
I rolled my ankle. And that's a great time to start running, and that's what he did. He hurt his ankle in the game and then just started running after the ankle injury.
Played well. Bryan, your team looked good all the way through, except when you get down at the very bottom. Terry McLaurin.
Didn't get a sneeze.
He had a concussion and was out for the game. That's what happened. Must have happened early. Happened in the third quarter. I don't even think he had a target first half.
He didn't have a target, nothing. Big goose egg, and then Buffalo against Tampa. Yeah. I mean, Tampa's just good. Yeah. Buffalo had 2 sacks, but they didn't get.
Hard to walk, 2 sacks. Back to you, Bob.
No turnovers, 4th down stop. Yeah, they end up with 4. That's where you were hurt, right at the bottom of your lineup.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but I'm going to tell you, man, I'll be happy. Even in a loss, I'll be happy with 145.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude, you got to be happy with 145. Plus, you had Saquon, who had one of his better games for sure.
Kind of broke out there late, got a receiving touchdown.
Yeah, the Chargers took out their starters, and then the Giants scored 2 quick touchdowns in the fourth quarter to put it in the thing where, hey, we can just kick an onside kick, and we're only down 8. They kicked the onside kick, recovered it, had a chance to come down and score to tie the game, and throw a pick. Good old Mike Lennon.
And then you had 2 quick touchdowns from Aaron Jones.
Mm-hmm. We just thought,
very quick touchdowns.
I said he scored. He actually scored again.
He scored again.
Night, buddy. As soon as we got off, he scored again.
He only touched the ball like 7 times that game, 8 times in that game. Scored on 2 of them.
He's efficient.
He got a touch, 15 to 8.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Dylan did.
Reaching out, touching hands.
And then you had Scordarrelle Patterson. I heard that nickname.
Scordero, yeah.
Scordero. Okay,
yeah.
Whatever. I heard that nickname for the first time.
I hear that from me. Stupid.
What?
Scordero.
I mean, he scored more this season than he has an entire
Bryan
career.
likes patting her son better.
Yeah, he did good. He did good. He did real good.
You know who sucks?
Who?
Travis Kelce. Back to you.
Dude, they put up 48 points, and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce combined you for what, 13, 14?
I think I have had Travis Kelce. I think I traded for him on his bye week. His numbers since his bye week. 0 during the bye. That sucks.
Yeah.
4.2 last 2 weeks.
Well, you still won the trade because of the other guy you got in it.
Well, yeah, he might not have me this week, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
I was about to say James Conner has gone off in that.
Connor's been fan-freaking-tastic.
All right, talk about
18. I mean, yeah.
dude, Connor's been dominant.
I want to say comeback player of the year, but I don't think that would, because he ended up, they usually get that to a guy with that had an injury or something. But, James Conner, the year that Le'Veon set out, James Conner was one of the best backs in fantasy football.
Sure.
And then he was like,
it was the year where people thought Le'Veon was holding out and that he was just only going to be good for a couple of weeks, and then Le'Veon ended up being out the entire season.
Right.
Conner just was dominant. Yeah.
And then he was solid, and then
he's always been the guy that gets hurt.
Yeah.
And then just tries to play through injury, and he's either ineffective or not on the field. But this year he's got 14 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, and I think he only signed a 1-year deal, so I'm hoping he goes to the Chargers and forms a 1-2 tandem with Eckler next year. But that's just wishful thinking.
14 rushing touchdowns, 16 total.
Yeah, he's been
total.
I think he's scored in 8 straight games or 9 straight games.
That's crazy because at the beginning of the year, I wouldn't have thought James Conner would be. I didn't think James Conner would be
top 5 back.
Yeah, that would never have been him. Something I don't get it.
We get it. You're good at picking people up.
James Conner, Cordell Patterson. You do
I
good with
picked
that.
up Patty.
Right.
And
Picked
drafted Connie.
You did good with that. You did very well.
My fourth or fifth running back that I drafted ends up being my number one this year. Oh, Leo Fournette
Leonard
has
Fournette's
been
looked good.
dominant.
He's been really good.
He's been
Yeah.
carrying my team the past couple of weeks.
113 yards, rushing touchdown, 4 receptions, and ends up with 21 for you. You were led by Connor. The Kansas City defense,
They've scored back-to-back weeks. But
dude,
not playing them tonight.
they absolutely demolished Vegas. Demolished.
That game was over from the first carry where Josh Jacobs fumbled the ball and they
I
were
know.
for a touchdown, and it never got closer.
It was no.
Dude,
He said there was no way.
there wasn't.
There was no.
Is Kansas City starting to find their groove a little bit? I know it's not happening.
Their offense hasn't.
I
But
know,
their
their
defense
offense-
has been.
Their quarterback
dominant.
hasn't.
Agreed.
Chris Jones is their best defensive player. He's on the COVID list. He's
How
not
pissed
playing
would you
tonight,
be if
which
like the
sucks.
next 3 weeks he goes for 45, 50?
He'd be dehydrated.
I'd be upset, but that's still my Super Bowl pick. So
Hey, I would hate it, but that would help out my fantasy team because usually when he does good, he throws to his two best weapons. But that's this week, and
Yeah, of
we're
course
talking
he's
about
full
last
for
week.
Kansas City. He's
I knew it.
he's
Heck no.
Andrew Ranzel with the Packers.
They had great weeks, week 2 or week 3. Chargers beat them. But, they got 2 touchdowns from Mike Williams, and I played him this week. So
you also had Tyler Lockett with 24.
Yep.
And then Kyler with 17. You just had some big weeks. You had 4 guys scoring the 20s.
Yeah, back-to-back weeks, I've had really good weeks from everybody but the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Which usually that doesn't bother me.
But if that's the issue,
If my top 2 picks, basically, are my issue,
again, their talent,
law of averages, they're going to come back.
right. Progression to the mean.
Ooh, I do like that. The flip on the regression. Man, that's
Ah.
fancy. Next matchup.
That takes victim of the system to 9-5, and in third, it takes the fantasy phenoms to 7-7, and in fifth.
Yeah.
All right, next matchup.
Next matchup, we got Jake Broach. Jake Broach. Don't we? Yeah.
All right, original projection 125 to 131 in favor of Broach. Final 114-102 in favor of Turd Sandwiches.
Sandwich.
The Turds.
Led by
Just
exactly who you would think.
Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp.
Well, there's one guy that has been doing fantastic that
And
had
he's
an
on
average
bye,
game. No, I was talking about Joe Mixon, the other one.
Oh,
Yeah.
the other one.
He's been
Yeah,
very
Joe
good the
Mixon
past
has been
few,
very good.
like 7-8 games.
Which Joe Mixon all week was questionable.
questionable. He had a knee issue, and he just never got going. I was hoping for Zeke with the Tony Pollard news of being out,
Nope.
less competition. But the whole again, I don't know if it's Zeke or if it's just the whole offense. And I'm pretty sure Scorp somewhere is sitting there kind of shaking his head like, yeah, me too. Like, what the heck's going on there?
Scorp!
I said somewhere, not
Well,
here.
we talked about it. I don't
This
think,
is
I don't think
somewhere.
he's going to be starting Dak down the stretch.
Somewhere else.
Again, I always had kind of that hope that Derrick Henry might come back when Jordan dropped him, that he could maybe find a way in. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, but I don't trust Zeke. If I had anyone else that I trusted more to go in over him, I would, but I don't. So I guess I'll just have to play him. The one that hurts me is Mooney. Andy
Because
Dalton's
he's
in.
been very moody. All right.
Andy Dalton's in. He's getting double-digit targets, and Justin Fields comes back and
Doesn't throw it anyway.
he don't throw it. He scrambles and tries to run and keeps getting injured. In
Fried
the
egg
offense.
man myself.
I mean, they still put up
I
30
do like
points, but
scrambled
then
cheese,
you go look
man,
at
but I
their
do like a fry.
leading receiver had
Me, my
45
style,
yards.
make a side sauce.
Who was it?
I've only had
I don't- It wasn't even Allen Robinson. I'd have to go back and look.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
wasn't.
it's not.
What do we
Yeah.
What about poached?
It's not like anyone
not a
here is
fan
right
of
now,
Broach.
anyways,
Hate
because those two are just going on their own little sledge move all week.
I thought you was going to say your biggest disappointment is Emmanuel Sanders.
My father would say
He got hurt.
I thought you were just
He
going
would
to largely
agree
say
with
that
that.
based on what we said last week about how you flipped Sanders or you flipped Javonte for Sanders.
Yeah, that hurt.
And you also had an offer on the table for
Joe
Debo
Mixon.
Samuels, Debo and Leonard Fournette for
Joe Mixon.
Emmanuel Sanders and Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
turned that down too. So.
I really shot myself in the foot.
Jake
Jake,
loves
if
Emmanuel
you don't win
Sanders.
it, it's because you did it to
Well,
yourself.
I'll tell you, Sunday morning I flipped Marvin Jones in there, which, I mean, it was 10 points. It didn't really matter. And then I got some background information about Emmanuel Sanders, that he was close friends with Demaryius Thomas, and that he was
dark web
like,
stuff.
No,
underground investigation.
people that get
You got a
into
PI?
daily fantasy love to look for that, like,
Any
Tyler
type of
Dale.
motivating
like-
factor.
Diamond in the
like,
rough.
he's going to get a touchdown for Demarius today.
Tyler or Daryl?
Both. They're very,
Yeah, which one gave you the information?
both.
Oh, at the same time.
Well, they both are like, you got to put
Very.
Emmanuel in. I was like, why? They're like, he
They're
was
very.
like best friends with Demarius and talking about how he's playing the game for him today, and then he left. I'm
Jimmy
like, wow.
Butler also posted a video of him watching the game with like 4 Demarius Thomas jerseys across his couch and was wearing one.
Why did he have so many Demarius?
I don't know. I guess maybe they were friends. I don't know.
Man, it's sad. I hate it.
Nothing's come out on it yet, have they?
Nah.
Only
Had a
wings get
seizure.
wings. Y'all remember that Buffalo Wild Wings commercial he was in?
Nah.
He was a fantasy commercial when he was like when Peyton Manning was there. He
Dominant.
was dominant. And there's something about touchdown Demarius, and some guy's trying to get hot wings from him. He says, "Only winners get wings."
Oh, I do remember
You
that now.
remember
Yeah, I
that?
do remember
Yeah.
that. I do remember
Just
that.
got to give you a context.
All right, looking at the Broach side of the ball, led by Alvin Kamara. We finally got back.
Season high in carries.
120 yards, rushing touchdown, and 25 receiving yards. Led the way with 22. Outside of that, Kirk Cousins on Thursday night put up 18. And
Yeah.
Everybody else was average to below average.
yeah, pretty much. Antonio Gibson, I guess, is probably the big
Let
disappointment.
down.
I think he fumbled and they benched him, which has happened to him, I think, 2 other times this year.
Yeah, that's true.
And they got down pretty early, right?
And he also broke.
Yeah, they were down like 20.
You remember when he broke his calf?
17 to
He
nothing.
broke his muscle that I was trying to say last week.
Yeah, I listened to that a couple times, and I was trying to piece that together. I couldn't.
Neither could I. I tried to put it together on the fly. Thing kept flying away. Couldn't figure it out. Don't like it.
Fly away.
Make me a bird.
Yeah, just all in all, Broach had, like you said, Ryan, just a average to below average week from everybody else.
Yeah.
Just wasn't enough to put him over the hump.
Good Humpty Hump.
102, not enough to overtake Jake with 114. That takes Rob G and the Magic Mikes to 8-6. And
He's in the fourth.
fourth place. And it takes Turd Sandwiches to 10-4 and in second.
2.
Next matchup.
Next matchup, Michael Andrew.
Oh, Andrew went off.
Trash talk extraordinaires. Who won, I wonder?
All right, we had Learning to Walk Again. Richard projection 125 to 111 against IMDb9's Michael Smith. Rands that he puts up 150 to 107.
Pity.
So Rodgers goes off.
Yep.
Damn it.
Godwin, back-to-back weeks of getting targeted a lot. And Odell looks good with the
3 straight
Rams.
games of the touchdown.
Yep. And
Rodgers,
Dallas
Kittle,
defense.
and Dallas' D.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kittle has been going
Kittle,
off last 3
holy
weeks.
crap.
Kittle's back.
Yeah,
As,
he's letting everyone know.
Yeah.
as soon as they move Debo Samuel to borderline just a running back now,
Kittle
and
got
Kittle's come
targeted.
back healthy, Kittle has been dominant.
He has.
He's been
Now-
the Kittle that he was a couple years ago.
Let's see if they have who's his other running back because he has Jeff Wilson now. Oh,
Elijah
Mitchell.
If
So
Elijah-
Mitchell's in, Debo's at receiver. Does it decrease?
It might, but
Kittle's
Debo's been
production.
playing pretty much running back.
Well,
Even with Elijah Mitchell a couple weeks ago
So-
getting like 20-some carries, Debo was just mixing in, not really getting targets.
We'll talk about that a little bit more.
But dude,
little
Kittle
Kittle's-
has been – he's gone up to – I think he's passed Waller. Obviously, he's passed Waller,
Yeah.
but I think he's passed everybody but Mark Andrews now.
His last 2 weeks alone, he has 22 receptions for
Holy crap!
332 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So over 11. You said 22 catches
22
over the last 2
yeah,
games.
yeah.
So he's over 11 catches a game.
Averaging like 160
160
yards
Dude, it's been
and a
stupid.
touchdown and a half.
Holy cow! Imagine if you had that guy going in the fantasy.
I think
playoffs.
it's Mark Andrews is 1. I think Kelsey now is 2, and I think Kittle's 3. And Kittle missed like 3 or 4 games already.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
So
He's going to end up as the number 1 tight end.
Wow.
Travis Kelsey's on a 5-season streak of ending the year as number 1 tight end. That might
That's not going to happen.
He's got to catch fire down the stretch.
I'll let you
he needs
have
a
some
quarterback.
information.
Travis Kelsey last 2 weeks is averaging 4.2 points because he scored 4.2 points the last 2 weeks, and Kittle's been going off, and Mark Andrews is not just touchdown dependent anymore. He's actually getting targets and yards now, so he's got a shot. But Kittle's looked pretty daggone good.
So Mark Andrews has 170.
Mhm.
Kelsey has 158. So he's
12
12 points back
12
there. And then Kittle's basically 140. So he's
Okay, so he's
30
got some
Yeah.
ground to make up, but still, he has missed 3 or 4 games. I think the other ones have played every game.
He's hotter than both of them right now.
So high right
Guess
now.
who number 4 is?
Kyle Pitts.
Dawson Knox.
Yeah, Dawson Knox. What a great trade.
Jake traded wrong.
Wrong tight end died. Wrong tight end died. I love that movie, man.
I don't.
I do. You got to watch it again.
I tried to watch it when we talked about it playing Call of Duty.
Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
When COVID first started, we were talking about it. And I was like, I tried to watch it again like a week later. I liked a lot of the scenes, but actually sitting down and watching the movie, it's not that great. Talking about the movie is
I think
fantastic.
it's hilarious. Looking at Michael's team, he's carried by 2 guys over 26, and then 2 guys at 15, and then the rest not very good. Devonta Adams had a Devonta Adams game, 10 receptions, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, ends up at 29, and then Rashad Penny
Yeah,
Back from the dead.
Dude, yes.
It looked explosive.
What a start.
When they draft, I think they drafted.
Dude, they drafted him like 3
I think
years
they drafted
ago.
him in the 1st or 2nd round.
Yeah, they were posted.
And he was supposed to be the guy, because I think they drafted Chris Carson like the 7th round.
Yep.
Penny was supposed to be the guy that takes Marshawn's spot, and then Penny just hasn't been able to stay healthy.
Like every time he comes out there, it's like the first carry he pulls his hamstring. They're like,
Yeah.
God, he looked explosive. Oh, he's holding the back of
Every
his
single
leg.
time, man.
He looked explosive against Houston.
And
He
he
is.
didn't pull his hamstring, which is even more
He
incredible.
didn't hold anything back.
Outside of those 2, again, both of them over 26, he had KJ Osborne with 15.8
On Thursday night.
on
Yeah.
Thursday night and had Denver's defense with 15. Lamar went out
Yes.
early,
That hurt.
but Lamar wasn't going to put up – he'd have to put up, 43 just to tie.
That would have been it.
Yeah.
Michael's been doing it all year where he's had 2 quarterbacks that they've got very similar numbers.
Mhm.
Same thing this week. Just Jalen Hurts
So
didn't
we'll
play and
buy.
Lamar had like 1 point something.
Yeah.
Because we've always talked about how's he picking which one to start, and said, is he listening to the podcast and figuring out who to start? Like this one, it didn't really matter.
I lost 2 Cleveland. All right. So that takes, now it's Michael Smith, the 6 and 8 in 8th place, and it takes learning to walk again
You better get ready for next match.
to 6 and 8 and then 7.
You're
I'm
doing
not
it.
singing.
You're doing it.
Yes, you are.
Next
You have to.
matchup,
Do it.
Jordan versus Rightmyer. Do it.
Do it.
Do it now.
All right.
Telling you, dude, when Dan Henning does that at that retirement village.
That is
Oh,
funny.
That's great.
All right, so we had Giordano of WFT, no dot 2-1 football respect, red dot, yellow dot, feather and flag.
Thank you. I told him he had to sing both the song lyrics
Yeah, like that.
because he doesn't learn to walk again. I told him
That's
he had to
his
coach the
country
personality,
singing
and that's his country
I know.
singing.
It was remarkable.
You can't sing about
About 1
feathers.
week. Look what happened to you.
He's a country fan now.
But we had him go against not last
me.
Foo Fighters. I'm telling you, the beginning of what is it? The Incubus, pardon me, and the I think the intro to was it Everlong
I
maybe?
think it
By
is.
Foo
But
Fighters
when you
is
did
it's
that-
similar.
It
When
is
you
very
did that at
similar.
his parents' house,
Yeah.
but it's not as similar as like Under Pressure and
Oh, yeah.
Ice Ice Baby.
Oh, that's gotten me many a time.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure it has.
Ice
and then,
Ice Baby
and then
ripped
Vanilla
that
Ice
off.
explanation like, no, like the bass line's totally different. Like theirs is doom 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 doom, and ours is like doom 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 doom. I'm like, what are you talking
nailed
about,
that, by
Ice?
the way.
That's what he did.
We're having
Yeah, good
fun.
job.
This is fun.
The original projection here was 117 to 120, with the final 129 to 123 in favor of Giordano,
Good matchups last week.
It wasn't the matchups.
led by Tom Brady,
Of course.
Of course.
who is
The best quarterback ever.
fantasy or not fantasy, but
Number 1 player.
Yeah, they talked about
MVP favorite.
all these young quarterbacks are going to be MVPs for a
Yeah.
long time, and they said betting odds for MVP favorites right now is 44-year-old Tom Brady and 37-year-old Aaron Rodgers, or however old they are. I think it's
Something
supposed to
like
be
that.
It's
You're,
basically
you're,
right.
you're maybe a year off.
How about Tom Brady running?
Who cares?
Yeah,
Y'all
and
see
then Bruce
that?
Arians said you ain't no running quarterback.
Yeah.
But they also, 2 weeks ago, they said, hey, Tom, what'd you think about that 10-yard run? He said, that was 11 yards. Okay. He said, I don't run often, so when I do, I know how many yards I got.
I don't know what's happening.
Not today, sir.
So yeah, Tom Brady led the way with 34. Mark Andrews, who we just spoke of just a few minutes ago, with 23. Who came in relief of Lamar Jackson? Huntley.
Tyler Huntley.
Huntley.
Huntley. It's Huntley.
Ended up being a pretty good fantasy day for Mark Andrews. You'd think without Lamar Jackson, he'd take a hit, but did not.
Of course
So
he did. He plays football.
Was James Robinson hurt during the game?
How's your daddy?
Just got over.
Robin? No, it is right. I said it right.
No, it's that was basically
That was the
Urban Meyer being an idiot, and then the new coach Daryl Bevel, the offensive coordinator, they just projected said, James Robinson. Yeah, but Robinson.
It's okay.
Me and Mrs. Robinson.
It's okay.
Daryl Bevel came out and said he is our starter, and we're going to treat him as such. So basically, he's going to get a lot of carries this week.
It's okay. Well, that's good news.
But it don't matter because he's on the Rightmyer team.
Which one? James Robinson or James Robertson?
Well, we got a couple service calls tomorrow, and we got a big house over there on Market Street. We're going to be at a lot next week, so stay tuned.
It's going to be a big week.
Rice or Roberson.
Whichever one you prefer.
Yes.
Robinson.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 2 touchdowns in that blowout against Vegas. Ended up at 17.
He didn't have that many characters. Same thing as Aaron Jones. He was just very efficient. Scored twice.
Right. You score, you're valuable. Deontay Foreman scored a touchdown.
And you white, you Ben Affleck. Back to you.
Thank you. With 13, Stephon Diggs with 10. Yeah. Outside of, solid week all the way around, just really from Hopkins, Robinson. What do you know?
Jordan flip-flopping the Tennessee running backs. He picked the right one this week.
Yeah, he did. And then Freeman's right around his projections. You can't be too mad.
No.
But he puts up 129. Pretty solid week all the way around. Looking at Rightmyers, led by your boy,
Jaboy.
Justin Herbert with 30.9.
Daggum right.
His other boy.
The other boy, Hunter Renfrow,
I got 3 boys on that squad.
with 22.
And then
Eckler with
I got 3 boys, and Brian's got 1. Jake's got 1.
Who's Brown's boy?
Tee.
I'm setting you up.
Does he have a cold? I'm sorry. There he
There you
is.
go.
and then
Michael Jackson.
And Jake's boy is C.D. Lamb.
No. The move
The move.
is
Oh.
Luth.
Well, you do. Okay, yeah, you do say that every week. You like CD, though.
I do like CD.
Can we agree now? Can we agree that Hunter Renfrow is a good receiver now?
When we go to ball projections, you got to look at that one more time.
We'll do bold predictions also.
You got to look at ball predictions. We'll talk about Hunter Renfrow. By God.
By God.
AJ Dillon with 71 rush yards.
Yeah, we'll talk about him too. I think I made a bold prediction about him last week.
Yes.
Close matchup. He really needed Robinson, and he didn't have Robinson, and that's the deciding factor right here. Because if Robinson scores,
I'm not saying shit about either.
Both of the Robinsons, one for each team, were letdowns.
Yeah, combined 2.8 from the Robinsons.
Mrs. Robinson.
She's doing good. You know who's not though? Who?
Mrs.
Smokey.
Robinson.
Smokey Robinson.
Yes, that's him. The Admiral though is fantastic.
David.
He
died?
Smokey?
Why do we keep bringing up people that have died on this podcast?
Because Brian's back.
Someone else brought
Brian's
up.
back.
Someone else brought up like Rob
Man,
Rose
there's
once.
something I really want
Yeah.
to say.
To Nick? Or just in general.
The world.
People in Asia.
Yes,
People in Asia.
All right, so that takes
Sorry.
Rightmyer 3-11, and in 9th, eliminated from the playoffs, and it takes Giordano to 6th at 6-8.
I'm right.
All right, next matchup.
Will be this week.
Oh,
last
that
one.
was the last match of the week, man.
That was matchup of the week. My bad.
Mock dub.
All right,
Pick updates.
tell us.
Rob?
All right. So last week, all of us went 3-2. So the standings are the same. You've got Bryan.
Congratulations.
Hey!
Shake my leg on the hand.
35. He has reached 500.
Now it's just you just gotta.
Now you just-
Yeah.
I'm not making picks.
Yeah, you are.
No, yeah.
So you
That's
go
most
0-4
important.
this
No.
week.
I'm
No pick.
No,
we can do.
no. You gotta make picks.
So you're at 35-35. Jake is at 42-28. I'm at 44-26, and JT is half century, 50-20. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
You got something you're still playing for.
I
I think I'm right.
This is the
I
most
think I
important
locked it
one.
up. Because I'm 6 games up, right?
You're 6 games up, and there's 4
7.
matchups this week, 2 matchups the week after that, and 1. So we got 7 matchups. So I have to go opposite of you on every single one, and I've got to get every single one of them right.
So
I think I might just play for silver. I'm just playing for silver, trying to hold off Jake, I guess.
Yeah. He's coming for you, Robinson.
Robinson.
So
I
yeah,
accomplished my goal.
you did.
No,
But you got to keep it. You got there.
If you don't make picks, those are forfeits and those are
No,
losses.
no.
Yes,
Can't
they
make
are.
up rules now. Can't make up rules
Stop.
now.
Make up rules.
Can't make up rules
Which
now.
brings up Andrew's pick standings.
Not very good.
4-66. All right, so we're gonna switch.
I did.
We're gonna switch from picks to
Okay.
bowl
Bowl
predictions from last
projections.
week. Bowl predictions.
Okay.
All right, so
Oh god.
first one, Ryan and JT said Saquon Barkley's going to have 98 yards and 1 touchdown. He had 95 total yards and a touchdown. I was
so close.
I was watching that.
Wrong!
Yes, so
I was watching that Chargers-Giants game, and the Chargers were up by like 24, I think, at one time. I said, come on, Saquon, just score a touchdown, like a long touchdown to get our bowl prediction. And they put Devontae Booker in for like 2 straight drives, and then Barkley had that 20 or 30-yard receiving touchdown. I said, okay, he's at like 90-something. And then he never came back in the game. They just kept Booker in, so he didn't get the 3 yards we needed for
I know,
that projection to be.
but I feel pretty good about
Breathe
that.
anytime in that?
That was pretty.
It was circular
Well,
breathing. I was
when-
breathing through my nose as I was talking.
I still feel pretty good about that.
As I learned that in the chorus. I
You're
never
still
said.
wrong.
Still wrong. All right,
We were
next.
3 yards off.
Wrong.
Okay. And then I talked about the Scorp ones that JT said Scorp will score 174. Wrong. Jake said Scorp will have the highest weekly point total. Wrong. Group. Chuba Hubbard. Over under 12 fantasy points. Jake and JT said under. I said over, and I think he had like 9.
And we were right.
Y'all were right. I was wrong.
Mike Williams just dropped a touchdown, or they called it a catch. Did he cross before he fumbled it?
I don't know. I'm not watching the game. I had to be the scribe for the current.
And-
Then I'm not going to listen to the rest of the podcast. I'm
And
gonna
he's
be
on
watching
the
the game.
turf, Ryan. He ain't getting up.
Mike Dub.
Yeah, keep going.
JT said Russell Gage will have 80 yards and a touchdown.
Wrong.
I don't
Again.
think he did.
What did he end up with?
40 something, maybe
You can check it.
40 or 50.
You have the computer.
Yeah, I do have the computer.
4 for 64. So wrong.
Wrong.
Jake said
That was right.
Marquez Valdez Scantling will outscore Gage, which I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
No, 8.4 to 3.5.
Wrong.
Even though y'all both made those bold predictions, I had to start either one of them. I ended up going with
The guy told him to start.
who? Chuba?
No.
Oh, no, that was when Debo was hurt and wasn't supposed to be playing,
Oh, yeah.
and so I put Debo back in.
I
when
think
he
I
was
told you
healthy.
to start Debo.
Yeah, which
I'll
he
take
wasn't.
that.
He wasn't projected to play, and then he ended up coming back. Okay. JT said
What'd he say?
Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce have both reached their
Oh,
projections.
shit.
Wrong. One of them did. Double wrong.
We're not doing very good right now.
Ryan
I know I hit
said
on-
Jeff Wilson goes for 15 plus fantasy points.
Wrong.
That was all of the Kittle man.
Kittle man.
Kittle man.
Kittle man.
And I think Debo scored again.
Okay.
So wrong. JT said Aaron Rodgers 35 plus fantasy
I think
points.
that's right.
That might be right. I think he had 37.
Yeah, I think he did.
I'll check it. Let's see. Last
You gotta scroll
week.
down.
I hope
Yeah,
it's
scroll
right,
down.
buddy, because we have not gotten a single one right besides that over/under Chuba one, which those are
What'd I
technically
say?
predictions.
How
You
many?
said 35 plus.
37.
Attaboy.
Attaboy.
got one.
Right. Right.
Jake said Jacksonville beats Tennessee. That was something he said as a joke, but we wrote it.
Jay, I didn't say that.
You said it and wrote it down. Same thing where I said
See the look on his
that.
face whenever Ryan read that. He went,
Same time when I said Tyson Williams was better than
Yeah,
Derrick Henry.
he's making
It's
stuff
a
up.
tongue-in-cheek
to try to
thing,
make
but y'all
it-
made me write it down. So,
See, Ryan's making
and I don't have
stuff.
enough
forced
willpower to
his
tell y'all
hand.
no.
We forced his hand to write it.
JT said Renfro highest scoring wide receiver in this matchup. Was he?
Right.
Was he?
Right.
I did write it. That's why I just read it.
No.
Yes, I'll put some respect on Hunter Renfro's
Damn
name.
right you did.
there's an anchor. around
Oh,
here.
Hunter Renfro, like over his past 3 games, he's averaging, I think it's like 10 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown.
Dude, he's been
Yeah, he's been
fan-
very
ever,
good.
Ever since Darren Waller went down and Henry Ruggs went out of the league into jail, basically, or wherever he is. Renfro's been dominant. Yeah, like ever since Ruggs left the team, Gruden got fired, and Waller's gone down, Hunter Renfro's been a.
Okay, yeah, Hunter Renfro's good. Keep going.
Ryan said A.J. Dillon scores twice. That was the other running back.
Aaron Jones?
Yes. Wrong. And then Jake said CeeDee Lamb over 20 fantasy points.
Wrong.
So we had.
Did you hit any?
We had two that were right.
But,
JT had Aaron Rodgers going over 35 and Renfro
Nice.
being the highest scoring wide receiver.
So you
I had
leveled
3
that
because
too.
I went with you as well.
Oh, good. So
Under.
I don't consider those
Shut
correct
up,
projections. If it's
Brian.
just
Why?
doing over
Why?
under. I put checks beside them, but
Because
as far
he's
as
got all wrong. He wants to
Nah,
just try to bring everyone
those are
else
the only
down.
ones I ever get right, and I don't count them for myself.
You don't even get
Whatever.
that right.
I don't. Okay, and that was all the bold predictions. I didn't check the bold projections because I didn't write those down.
What happened here?
I think he's knocked unconscious.
Ryan, you okay?
What else?
He's just like, look, he just stays.
Yeah. All right, Ryan, what we got next?
I don't know. I'm not watching anymore. Waiver wire wrap up.
Wait,
All
wait,
right,
wait,
let's
wait,
check that out.
We have Taysom Hill went for $32 to Scorp.
And I think Scorp, from what he told me, he said he's probably going to start Taysom Hill over Dak going forward. Since Dak's been struggling. Taysom Hill is incredibly valuable because he's a running quarterback, and he just finds a way. Like, going into the it was like a couple minutes into the fourth quarter, he had, like, I think 6 fantasy points, and then he hits a big run.
Taysom
scores
Hill
a
and
touchdown.
Tebow effect.
Taysom Hill and Jalen Hurts are very similar. Like, if you watch the game,
Yeah,
they are
they're
terrible.
not- they're
If
not
you
good.
watch them play, they're terrible. But if you look at their final stat line on fantasy, they had good weeks.
Jalen
Like,
Hurts
it's what
puts
Blake
up
Bortles
big
used to be.
fantasy stats.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is
He's
fantastic.
like he's out there throwing 50 times a game, completing 20. It's like
and then they'll
that's
just
not
have a
very
random
consistent.
30-yard touchdown.
Yeah.
run
And Gardner
saves them.
Minshew out there.
Dang, I'm right. They do.
Like some Gardner Minshew.
You like them.
He's what Baker Mayfield wants to be.
You do
He
like
is.
them.
God, I love him.
No.
Dude,
No.
Dude.
No.
Like Baker,
just
Baker
no.
in college when
No.
he was all cocky, but he was backing it up with good
No.
play, and then he's going to the league.
that's
and
Gardner
kinda-
Minshew.
That's what
No.
Gardner Minshew's done.
They
in the
showed
league.
Gardner Minshew stats versus Trevor Lawrence stats, like
It
over
was-
their first
yeah.
however many
Over
games.
the first like 12 starts.
Yeah.
or something, and
Remember
Gardner was
the
better than
rookie quarterback, on a shitty team
Yeah, but
with a
Trevor Lawrence is supposed to be the greatest.
with a
I
shitty
mean,
coach.
That was
Trevor Lawrence.
that was Justin Herbert last
far
year. That's
better.
exactly what you just said.
Far better. Any team like that.
Who, Baker or Trevor
Had a
Lawrence?
good quarterback. Or a good coach too.
No,
Huh?
they didn't. Man.
Baker or Trevor Lawrence is better than Gardner Minshew.
Trevor Lawrence is going to be far better than Gardner Minshew.
We're just going off results right now. It's not true, but I think you do in the career.
It's like
it's going to
saying
happen.
you beat a baby in a race.
I still don't think I would put the money on me in any race.
Slow feet over there.
Mental capacity, though. Yeah, I don't see if they got scratchy arms or whatever. You get it. All right. And then, so that was $32 for
32,
Scorp.
yep.
And then Cleveland's defense went to Broach for $24.
Might be the highest bid on a defense I've ever seen.
Might be.
24?
And then I put in $7 on Rashad Bateman.
No, I don't think there were any other offers on those. Let me check.
I think I might have put in an offer for Cleveland, maybe.
Rans did he put in a bid or a waiver claim?
He didn't have any money, right?
Yeah, on Taysom Hill, but obviously he didn't get him.
Which I feel like everybody below me in the standings, I don't know if anybody has any money.
At this point in the season, I mean,
The only reason you keep it is if there's like a big injury during the playoffs and you can just put all of it on there, either for your team or to prevent somebody else from getting them.
and then either at that, looking at that, you might as well just drop a little bit of bench depth and just pick up somebody like a
Exactly.
handcuff. You know what I mean?
Like I've got handcuffs for all my running backs, and then I had 3 defenses last week.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically what you got to do.
Yeah.
Basically, what you got to do.
Because depth doesn't really matter when you get in the
Not the
playoffs.
playoffs.
But then you turn around this week and like, well, daggone, everybody's going on
Yes,
COVID list, and you
yeah.
might need to have.
Yeah, true. Good point.
And Donald Parham's still on the ground. It looks like they're bringing out the stretcher.
Yeah, he knocked himself
Does he got a cramp?
out. No, his head
I think
whiplash.
his
And
head,
He had a
he's-
touchdown.
He's squeezing the
How about-
hands of the coach, so that's a good
Stretcher.
thing. So
he's not wiggling.
Ah,
up
Yeah,
there.
that's it. There it is.
This guy's
I
good.
do like Donald Parham though.
Wiggity, 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 wiggity.
All right,
Right.
so we're going to the next this week now.
All right. The fantasy football playoffs is upon us.
Here we are.
It's here.
Quickly, wasn't it?
It did. Like it flew by. Like it flew by.
Isn't it?
It did. So this is our first season of, well, I should say first season of playoffs in week 15, 16, 17, because it has happened in the past.
We rectified that though quickly.
We did. because that last week was just a crapshoot. But
Shooting crap.
with
Russian
the
Russian roulette.
Fantasy Football Playoffs is here. Our first matchup is
Scorp versus Michael.
our
1v8
1v8
versus 8.
1v8 matchup. We have a original analyte projection of 136.12 for the Scorpion King and 96.4 where I'm immunized, Michael Smith.
Michael's got one empty roster spot.
And he's got Michael Carter.
Michael
who's
Carter's
not
supposed
projected.
to be active.
Yeah, I did see that. So if we pick out a receiver for Michael, what, KJ Osborne probably?
Tyler Boyd. Or
KJ Osborne.
one
I
of
don't
the
know.
two.
I feel like Minnesota game might be a shootout.
And he scored double digits past 2 weeks with
Yeah.
Thielen out. So
I mean, those were only two options. So I'm saying that's
Yeah.
the only one you got to pick from.
probably going Osborne, give him 9 there. So that gives him, what, 105-ish?
And then if Michael Carter,
And then when
does
Michael Carter
get
gets a
10,
projection, probably about 115, 120, maybe
Yeah, because he's probably going to be somewhere around
9 or 10.
10.
And
yeah,
I'm
10
not
to
trying
12.
to sound disrespectful, but I mean,
Then don't.
Scorp right now
Then
against
don't.
anyone, like it's a pretty easy pick for me. Scorp's look at everything
Oh,
he's
okay.
got.
I pick Scorp.
It's just
Well, I mean,
Next matchup.
20 minutes on your
So-
matchup last week, but let's just go straight to the next.
well, I mean, I hate to sound like
Okay,
this,
tell you
but
what, we get your matchup.
Jackson probably ain't even going to play. Right? If he does against Green Bay, who's been pretty good defensive the last couple of weeks, so that could be tough.
Lamar hasn't practiced all week.
The receivers, Scorp will win at that one, I feel like. The running backs, I'm going to take Scorp there. Tight end is the only opportunity, but if Arizona gets – I mean, I guess Ertz's value increases with Hop.
With Hop going up.
But Goddard had a big week 2 weeks ago with 24, 25 points.
Mhm.
All right. Darrell Henderson's probably going to be, especially with a lot of receivers out, going to be pretty active within that offense.
He's still on the COVID list
he
right
got
now.
put on the list on, what, Saturday?
Michael's
Now,
going to
if
win.
But they did
he's-
change the
If he's
protocol.
unvaccinated, he has to be off, or he has to be out for 10 days. Is he vaccinated?
I don't know, but they changed
Who
protocol.
freaking cares?
Well, we can find out.
Yeah, I mean, it matters. I guess the NFL cares. I mean, you got 10 days.
Michael, I think
The NFL does care.
I mean, comms of the enemy.
CBS cares.
Michael will win the defensive matchup, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
I think.
Well,
New England's
very
pretty
good,
good.
Michael.
Proud of you, buddy. I mean, if you look at the projection, Lamar hasn't practiced all week, and I think Jalen Hurts has practiced limited all week. So,
I think
but
it'll be
their
changed.
projections are very similar, so it's not going to change a ton.
Yeah, the projection ain't going to change. It's just like so. Lamar hasn't practiced,
No.
and then you got Jalen Hurts, who's practicing on a limited basis.
Yeah.
I still think they're better off.
I
with
used to
Gardner
practice
Minshew.
on the third base a lot.
I ain't gonna say anything else. That's all I gotta say.
Does
Then
he pick
what?
up? Does he pick up Garner and start him if neither one of them play?
I think that's. There's probably.
There's probably a better option out there.
Of course there is.
Who's the third string quarterback in Cleveland that's going to start?
Who was
Isn't it
so,
Case Keenum?
No, Case
No,
Keenum
Case
was,
Keenum was supposed to start. He just got put on the list today. I
Who
think.
was it? I saw it earlier.
Is it Derek Anderson still?
I
be.
will.
I hope.
Jason Campbell?
Testerverdi's coming back, boys.
Oh,
Johnny
wow.
Manziel's coming back.
No, I don't think that's
I'd pick up Johnny.
Well, I mean, they let Josh
Brandon-
Gordon come back.
Brandon Whedon, he's about, what, 50 now?
Whedon?
And he's only in his third year, so you figure it out.
Who was it? Because I saw it. Now I have no clue.
No.
Yeah, that's whatever.
No, it's irrelevant. He's not going to actually get started.
No.
Yep.
All right.
There
We
it
know
is.
Jake's pick.
Now, does Rashad Penny do anywhere close to what he did last week, or is he come
Uh,
back down there playing
I think he
Rams?
could be around his
Matchup.
projection, but I don't see
Matchup.
huge.
Senor Copper?
Indeed. Lincoln. Penny jokes.
Oh
No, what I'm saying about the matchup is talking about the COVID stuff. Wasn't the Rams one of the teams hit the hardest?
That's
by
why he says like 24 players.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you're talking about defensive players
Well,
out,
yeah.
maybe he does have an opportunity to go.
If Jalen comes back and Aaron Donald doesn't go on that list,
Yeah,
those are
that's
still pretty
tough.
solid. But Von Miller is out, so
He's not really the run.
he's a
stopper.
rotational
Yeah.
pass rusher. So
Yeah.
It's also starting Royce Freeman, which is again an interesting start just because from Houston, dude. I don't. Who?
well,
Then everyone else blowing up.
David Johnson just came off of COVID,
All right.
but then Rex Burkhead is out this week, I think. So it's going to be a timeshare between Royce Freeman
Do you
and
trust
David
either one of
Johnson.
them?
I don't. I would honestly, if it were me, I would probably throw Michael Carter in at my second running back and then throw
Just don't hurt him.
put Tyler Boyd in at my flex.
Yeah, I can see that. Maybe he's waiting for Carter to get announced before he
Maybe.
makes the switch.
That could happen.
That's what I would
It could happen.
think possibly. But I do worry about Daryl Henderson, though, with the whole COVID diagnosis. Like, again, maybe not getting a full workload this week.
Yeah, and Sonny Michel's looked good.
Mm-hmm. So that's kind of an interesting situation because if Daryl Henderson plays but doesn't get a full workload, Sonny Michel, and Henderson split, it's like, well, you just got to hope for a touchdown for whichever one you start.
Well, I mean, Scorp's been pretty good.
Here's the one thing about
touchdowns this year.
the Taysom Hill starting is that he's more of the running quarterback, and that's one thing Tampa's been pretty
well.
consistent on this year is the run.
Yeah,
They've gotten lit up a lot through the air.
It's just with him being a running quarterback. They've been good against the run.
They've been consistently getting pressure in the backfield.
Yeah, but Taysom Hill can get around, and if it's man coverage, backs are turned, he'll take off and he'll make something out. Plus, they're going to have to run it because it's not like their receivers are hitting on all that much anyway.
No, their strongest passing game is getting the ball to Kamara.
If Tampa does the same thing that they did last week to Buffalo, where they get up by a lot early, Taysom Hill's irrelevant.
Yeah, because he's not going to throw back in the game.
Which, I think Josh Allen threw 50 times last week and also ran. Taysom can do one of those, but not the other.
Yeah, not a good passer. Very good runner.
Exactly.
Tim Tebow pick. 7-7.
So he can actually play multiple positions.
They have to keep that game close.
He did.
Yeah, Taysom Hill, he's definitely a Swiss Army knife.
Dang, I'm right.
All right, so who y'all taking in this matchup?
So you wouldn't actually stab me.
He's taking Scorp.
Oh, Jake's taking Scorp? I got to change that.
I'm taking Scorp.
Oh,
JT's taking Scorp.
Way to go out on a limb.
Well, I got to go. I got to be a contrarian.
You got to, right? It's 1v8 matchup, dude.
Somebody has to take the 8 seed because
somebody needs to bring up that 8 seeds would be 1 seed. It's probably about 50-50.
It's a lot closer than one would think.
And 8.
One would think.
8
would think.
Jordon can write you a book on that. I'm playing this week. Go to hell, Jordon.
Rule number 1. All right, so who are you taking in this matchup?
I'll go to Scorp.
All right. So,
Ryan, you taking Michael?
Do I want to catch JT? Do I want to fend off Jake? Or do I want to go on our league's history?
Second place means nothing, Ryan. It only matters if you win.
Picking a tie.
What if
my God.
What if I did? What if I was that guy?
I'm calling.
What is our playoff tiebreaker?
Seeding?
Since we have
Seriously?
Yeah, since we have decimals,
that-
it's very rare, but I think it is
It's
regular
still
season
record.
seeding.
Yeah, it is.
That's terrible.
That's Yahoo.
That's
If you want to bring up the meeting, then bring it up.
It's terrible.
Since we've done decimals,
What else
do we have options?
I don't know.
It's usually
I would go to high scoring player versus high scoring player.
I think you have regular
QB.
season standings. I think there might be an option for head-to-head matchups, but if you play people twice, and doesn't really break a tie. Total points on the season 4, and then highest scoring player in the matchup. I'm just seeing things I've seen in other leagues. So I don't know.
It's something we could discuss.
Yeah.
I can't believe we haven't discussed it this far.
We've never
Since
had
it's
this
decimals,
Since
so
we've
we,
added decimal points, and we haven't even come
It's
close to having a tie.
possible.
I don't think.
It is possible.
We got to tie up all the loose ends.
Okay.
We agree.
When you said tie up loose ends, was that intentional?
We're gonna have an
No
hour.
pun intended.
We're gonna have an hour conversation on this at our next meeting.
Huh? We're going to Cracker Barrel. We're going to have all the time in the world.
We are going to Cracker Barrel, dude. That was
Ransdale's
great.
holding-
Hopefully they'll give us the corner table, not just sit us right in the middle of a bunch of people when George ordered 17 plates worth of food.
We were loud too.
Of course
Oh,
we were.
God.
Of course
But
we
it's
were.
outside. They're still going to hear us.
Yeah. It's fun though. That's
Because, somebody
Very good.
says something, you go, bah! Every time.
You and Andrew were loud laughers.
Jordan. Quiet laugher.
He tries to balance it out.
Silent.
He tries to balance it
Quiet.
out.
Quiet, there's still a sound. Silent, nothing.
He's a visual laugher.
That was a Russ Brown.
That was What's that next matchup?
Well, I haven't
He
picked this
hadn't
one.
picked yet.
I'm gonna go score. I'm gonna go score.
Boy, I hope Michael wins this matchup.
I hope he changes his team name like Jordan did. Clean sweep, huh? Time stamped us.
Yeah, he did. All right, next matchup.
Next one, we got Andrew versus Jake.
Versus Jake.
It's a close matchup.
All right, so we've got turd
Most of them.
sandwiches, original projection, live projection 135 against
You all right?
You okay?
Learning New
Oh, he's got to get his breath for.
Yeah, well, you swallowed
Solo.
spit. That
I
lunch
did.
gotta be full.
Original projection, live projection 132. Very close matchup.
Yes, it is.
Amon-Ra St. Brown makes his way into Ransditty's lineup.
Yep.
Amon-Ra St. Brown actually hadn't been too bad. And then T.J. Hawkinson today, he said that he was going to be out for the season after thumb surgery. So Amon-Ra St. Brown becomes the de facto.
He's the only person to throw to because I don't know if the running backs are playing.
I don't either. So Amon-Ra St. Brown's a pretty good start there. I like it. Nick Chubb, that's the one I wanted to talk about a little bit earlier. Nick Chubb in his last 2 games, 8 points and then 4.9. Both of those games against Baltimore. Had a bye in between there. He needs Nick Chubb to have a big game.
But I think Cleveland's got 3 or 4 offensive linemen on the
do.
COVID list and Austin Hooper. So that's a blocking tight end. I had a little butt right there in the middle
And
of
the
that.
quarterback.
And third string quarterback.
But I mean, he's going to have to get the ball 25 times.
I think he's
And I
going.
think the defense probably knows that.
I think he's going.
What
to-
would you do?
He's going to have an opportunity.
If I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm putting.
Hey, I'll tell you-
I'll tell you something about his
I'm going
offense.
cover 0.
Yeah, I'm manning it and literally put maybe one high, but he's at 8, ready to come downhill.
Dude,
and play the
I'm cover 0.
But that's still
Just put
their.
my
I
corners.
think their only option to score points is just to hope that
It is.
Nick
So
Chubb-
But
breaks the
that's
line.
their plan most weeks when they have their full arsenal
Complement, yeah.
at offensive linemen. If you got 3 offensive linemen out, that's a huge.
And
win.
Jarvis
I
is
don't know.
out.
That's like
That's your
watching the
number one.
Carolina.
He is.
That's like watching the Carolina Panthers offensive line. It's not a good recipe for
We
success.
don't have an
How-
offensive line.
How many points does Cleveland put up this week against Vegas? Let's go over under on that. Points that Cleveland scores offensively.
What's your standard?
I can check that.
What's your median line there?
Metro.
At least Vegas
Thank
has
you.
been getting
I
blown
couldn't think. I can't
out
think
lately,
now.
so maybe
I'm
that
a
has
whole
something to roll
different
with it.
level.
Average score 2021.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
They
Makes me
average. Oh, that's last year.
What are we doing? Cleveland's offense?
Yeah. What's the money line there?
Money line. Cleveland versus Las Vegas.
Is it Las Vegas? Well, it looks Vegas. Chiefs tight end?
It says Las Vegas.
It is.
Mm,
It's Los Angeles.
Mm.
Las Vegas.
City of Angels.
this guy gets it.
Las Vegas translates to Sin City.
All right, over under in that game is 37.
What's the spread?
4.5 minus 4.5 Vegas.
Okay, so that's very, very low scoring. For,
Yeah, 30. Yeah.
All right, so let's put a number down for Cleveland. Then.
14.
Under.
Don't get choked up.
It's making us round. You're next.
Over under 14.
I'm
Just
gonna go
say
under.
Taking under. I'll take the under.
Yeah, I'll take the under. They're not going to score much.
Push.
Score 14. Okay.
All right. Push it to the limit.
They still got another good
Boy,
running
boy.
back with Ernest Johnson, who came in and got some carries last week as well. He looked pretty efficient with it. Andrew did pick him up, I guess,
Just in
fearing
case.
if another
Just in
COVID
case
pick
he's
him
playing.
up.
Just in case he didn't play?
No.
His brother, Jamar. Case.
Mark.
So Gas Can looks like he's going to be coming.
I
up.
don't know. I mean, I'm thinking he might, but
They still got a projection beside his name.
yeah.
Uh,
But he was on last week.
yeah, he's fully vaccinated, so there's a terrific
So he just
chance
has-
he can clear protocol.
He's got to have 2 negative tests
Yeah.
before Sunday.
And then Odell, he's
Oh,
still
mother-
projected
Odell.
at 11.1
Well,
on
they
his
took
bench.
his projection off and then they put it back on.
Okay, so he may play. If he does play,
They
he
haven't
takes out
talked
St.
about
Brown.
his status,
Yeah, I don't.
so I don't know about him because that's a interesting.
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough to say.
He
I'm
could,
guessing St. Brown will come out and Odell will go back there,
and that would
do
put it at 135 apiece.
135, yeah. it'd be-
Woo!
That's a close one.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at you, Jake.
I don't feel very good about the matchups I have this week, Trogman.
I don't see Zeke getting his
No,
projection.
I don't
14
see.
seems a little high
I
considering.
don't see
where Zeke's
him.
been
I
the past
don't
few
like
weeks.
Mixon against Denver. I don't like Taylor against New England because they have been balling out.
I like
defensively.
Stafford against Seattle.
Yeah, that's
Cup.
the two
Yeah.
that I'm looking at. Claypool got benched for a majority of the game last week before he came back, and Tennessee's been very good defensively. I really don't want to start Mooney, but I don't have really anyone else to put in.
You can go pick up Emmanuel Sanders.
I dropped him because he ain't playing.
True.
Yeah.
So maybe Marvin Jones Jr. with a new OC, maybe he would get a little bit more targets. I don't know. That's the crapshoot there. I don't really know what Jacksonville's going to do. They've been wildly inconsistent all year. Yeah, I don't know if the 1 seed gets upset this year, but I'm going to go ahead and pick Andrew, and I don't like my matchup.
Ooh.
I think Andrew
This
upsets.
is going to be our first upset
I
this
think
week.
Andrew upsets me. I think he's got. If
And
he
look,
can,
buddy,
say
Andrew has
something wrong?
upset me a time or two.
biggest thing is
When he bought
We're
them
not talking
stupid
about
Derrick Rose shoes.
The-
That was the biggest thing.
the matchup
Remember
with San
some month.
Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
So, he's pretty heavy on San Francisco players as well with
Playing
Mitchell
Atlanta.
and Kittle. Both of them could probably exceed their projection or meet it. Rodgers, Baltimore, that's a pretty big game.
Yeah.
Uh,
Rodgers is looking pretty good.
Godwin on prime time's been getting heavy targets.
Mhm.
So, I think the biggest thing is Brown. If he doesn't have,
Statistically,
Lamar Jackson.
yeah, that could be pretty big. I don't know why we still do this.
This is what they've been missing. This is what they've been missing, and now they get it, and it's just
me and Bryan
back to
haven't
their old
recorded.
ways.
We haven't recorded a podcast in this house together in like a month and a half, and I don't work with it anymore. So this is
Dude, next year's going to be awful. I'm just going to be the whole year.
It's the worst podcast yet.
Oh, no. This has been good.
oh, last week sucked. Oh, thanks, Bryan.
Well, you have 40 minutes of let me tell you about my guy. Let's go to our next matchup. Fuck that matchup. We'll talk about that.
Oh, I didn't say that.
I thought you quit there.
You just now noticing this?
Well, it just dawned on me.
I went 11 years without a drink. What happened?
Turn 12.
All right.
Are we going to do any bold predictions?
We did the over under.
That's not a bold prediction. Over under.
Okay,
points.
never mind. Okay, whatever.
That's
Jake
NFL stuff.
predicted
That's
that
not
Andrew's
All
going
right,
to be
then
a pretty
give us
damn
a
big
bold
bold
prediction,
prediction.
then. Give us a bold one. Gaskin, 15 plus.
Is that going to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gaskin, 15 plus. We're playing the Jets. Jets suck.
That's fair.
They're going to get up. I think they're going to get up early. I think Gaskin's going to score a touchdown. He's going to score 15 plus. He scores a touchdown, I think 15 plus, definitely in the cards.
All three of my running backs under their projections.
Ooh. That's got a very good chance of being wrong if just one of them goes off.
That
But that's-
would indeed
Bold.
be
That's the
that.
bold.
You need them to score.
Yeah, that's why I'm not feeling very good.
Bryan, your turn.
I've got nothing for this one.
Thanks, Bryan.
Yep.
I don't need it.
Amon-Ra St.
no.
Brown.
Kyle Pitts.
Okay.
50 yards and a touchdown. That's
I-
bold because the dude
yes,
doesn't
he
freaking
doesn't
score.
All right,
do
put it down.
anything after the first quarter. But we're not talking about Kyle Pitts anymore this week.
Yeah, quit bringing that up, Jake.
You're the one that brought him up.
I know.
Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown too. 15 plus.
I know who you're picking now.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, he's looked pretty good, man. He's getting
You said how much?
15 plus. He's got 12 targets past 2 games. Yeah,
Yards?
18
No,
receptions.
no, I get you.
Is that yards or fantasy points?
Fancy points. 15.
And he's only cleared 15 once this year, so that's a pretty good bold prediction.
Anything you make about Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be bold.
I like
there's
his name,
no
man.
even-
Love his name.
I didn't know he was Egyptian, but apparently he is.
All right, so you taking
Amon-Ra.
Rand's Diddy.
I'm aware. That's why I said it, bro. That's the Egyptian connection.
I say it every week we bring him up.
Give me Rand's Diddy as well. I'm sorry, Jake.
No, it's
He does have some good
He's
matchups.
got way better matchups than me, and I
So,
do
Jake,
not
you
like
took
him.
Andrew?
I really did.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. You pointed at me, let him down.
He's
That's
chewing
I
on the
picked up the
string.
slack. I got you.
He does that when he's nervous.
Look, They,
Wow,
if
no.
they're gonna
You
do
should have
their
said that
thing,
time
I got
before.
you.
That
Hey,
silky
okay,
people.
You
Wait a
two,
minute.
stop with your shenanigans. This
Yeah,
is
man, we're doing
serious.
a
all right?
podcast.
Dang,
Well,
we got-
y'all two are the only ones that haven't picked yet. We're waiting on y'all to move on to the next match.
Well, we can't get a word in edgewise. Y'all over there doing your own little thing the entire
I
time.
mean, I don't know what Kyle
What's
Pitts is
wrong
going to
with
do, so I can't really.
Stop.
I
Nobody
picked-
knows.
I picked Jake.
I'm picking Jake too.
Okay. So now we've
Split.
got it split.
In half.
now.
Wrong
kid.
Oh, yeah, man, then got some boy. Them thing bring back 3 times.
You sounded like you're singing a bluegrass song. All right, next matchup.
Next matchup, Bryan versus Jordano.
All right, so we've got Victim of the System, original and live at 133 versus WFT, no dot 2-1, football, respect, red dot, yellow dot, feather flag.
I'll try that again.
He didn't like it.
Try it again with a different genre.
No,
Jordan,
EDM. Do it EDM.
EDM.
Jordan's made a couple.
Electronic dance music. We did this.
I feel like I'm talking.
Dork.
Dork. Yeah. You got it. Dork. He said dork.
Don't point at me. I didn't do it.
Jordan, no, I'm just in general. Jordan. He had
I'm done. You guys doing your shenanigans. I don't even get a word in about fantasy.
I don't even do this to y'all. I don't know why y'all do this. I don't know why y'all target. I don't do this to y'all.
I got it's ridiculous.
Well, when I was on COVID, apparently I'm a mental bully. So
You are.
You're doing it right now.
You called Bryan stupid.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
listen to the
listen.
podcast.
Give me the money. Give me the man. Fuck y'all.
What's going on, man?
Give me the money. You're upsetting Bela.
I don't know why
You called me stupid for.
I don't remember. Bring it
Bryan
up.
stupid.
No, I called you stupid from some projection you made. I don't remember what it was.
Hey, fuck you. Fuck y'all too.
I told you.
Go back.
I'll ask him. You don't need to put a warning down for that. Bust a speaker.
Okay, it was either you projected Pat Mahomes to go 375-3, or Josh Allen over 100 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns,
It's no difference between my daddy and a football player.
or Gronk going for 40. That's my name. Thinking that Gronk going 45 yards and a touchdown was bold.
No, it was we brought the.
Or no, it was the Greg Olson bold projection from last year that we did preseason, where you said
There
he
was an
gonna have
opportunity.
Like, he was gonna have 25
James
touchdowns.
Conner
like
basically
12
done it as a
catches.
running back.
Oh, that's fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
Fuck
Moving on.
yourself. I'm going to a different podcast.
You're going to the second best one in the
Your
league.
douchey friends at work still doing theirs?
They never did.
Good. And bad at the same time.
So Clyde with the is going right now. He's got 3.1. That's what tilts the original and live projection for Jordon.
Oh man.
Will you read that off? His last 2 additions there at the bottom.
WFT, no dot, football, respect, red dot, yellow dot, feather. There's no flag. Added Rondell Moore.
Yep. You know.
WFT, no dot, 2-1, football, respect, red dot, yellow dot,
Couldn't just
feather.
say
Added
also.
David Njoku.
Right.
Would you mean read that?
Because he just did it.
Oh yeah.
He did it
yeah.
on the podcast.
Yeah, Njoku, pretty good pickup.
Nobody brought up Jake adding Hunter Henry on.
I said that was a good pickup. I thought it was good. I had a good week last week.
Good job, Jake.
Proud of you.
Well, I'm struggling at tight end, as we know.
Who's your tight end?
We're not going there, Ryan.
Quit bringing him up.
So AJ Green without DeAndre Hopkins.
He's gonna be lonely.
Well, I guess my question was more so going to be targeted at so AJ Green. He's got the starting lineup. He also has Rondell Moore. Who
Just in case.
who do you think has who?
He's not playing.
Tell me he plays for somebody.
I mean,
I'd
would you
probably
take AJ Green over Rondell Moore?
Yes.
AJ had a touchdown last week. That
He got targeted.
Yeah, he
a
dropped
decent amount.
pretty bad because
AJ
even Kyler was like starting to celebrate
10.
and he dropped.
That's
it. He's like,
twice he's done that.
Yeah,
Dropped that game winner, too.
that's right.
Yeah.
I forget about
He
that.
had his most targets of
Hit
the
him in the
season.
helmet and the hands.
I like guys who get red zone targets. Therefore,
You
I'd
could just
start
stop after the red
AJ.
zone
I like
before the
guys.
red zone target.
I like guys. AJ Green did have
Y'all got to finish this podcast.
his most targets, most receptions the whole season last year.
What'd you say?
What?
AJ Green had his most targets and receptions of the year last week.
That's going to increase this week.
Rondell Moore. He had 4 targets.
He had
5
like
yards.
2 good games all year.
Yeah, he had like a great start to the season, and then it's just been pretty.
Yeah.
Week 2, he was a big
Yeah.
pickup. Week 2 or week
yeah,
3.
You're right. You're exactly right.
He
Week
had
2,
20, didn't he?
Uh-huh.
Yep. 7 receptions, 114 yards, touchdown.
And then he went downhill.
Yeah, he had a game.
going
He went back up for a week.
Most of the field.
It was like week
You're going
8 or
down.
9.
Week 11, he had 11 targets,
Sure,
11
we're going down
receptions,
swinging.
51 yards.
Well, I can't do Fallout Boy? Or are we
No,
talking
no,
football?
I'm saying
Oh, okay.
he averaged like 4.5 yards of reception.
We're going down.
Love that song. Love it.
Is that from Under the Cork Tree
Oh.
album? I think it is.
Yeah.
Indeed. I'm an FOB all
We got
day.
this one
son.
little hairs just bleeping around there, waving there. Let's go.
Travis Kelce's already met what he did last week for you, right?
Well, he's going to stop there because
I guess we're done with this matchup.
Oh, no. Put me down for Saquon Barkley, 98 yards and touchdown.
What? Every fucking week.
last week I was with him and we almost got him there.
I'm going to will this guy to 98 yards.
Parsons is going to keep Barkley in check. Barkley's not going to meet his projection at all. Barkley single digits, lower than 7.
Oh, like that.
I'm not going to write the single digits because if he's lower than 7, then that's single digits.
Just do lower than 7.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good projection. Josh Allen.
It's not good projection.
No. Josh Allen, we talked about him a little bit earlier being in a walking boot. They're expecting him to play, I imagine, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Expecting him to play.
So what about
Limited or optimistic?
Scary Terry? Because he led.
Rozier?
He's got to get the
McLaurin.
he's got to pass concussion protocol.
Said practice with a limited designation. On
He's
Thursday.
probably not going to play.
But I think if you don't, I think you can practice doing like walkthroughs and stuff unless you have a full practice or something.
More than likely going to be Thielen.
With concussion, I don't know how that protocol
They
works.
said it's
Thielen gonna
right
play?
here. It says a great sign for him to play on.
Okay, I mean, I just don't
Like you
know.
got so many questionable COVID things on here, man.
Yep.
Like you got some really big time players that you might not be able to play week 1.
Aware of it.
I'm sorry.
I am too. So are they.
Yeah, Aaron Jones. They're saying he didn't practice today. Illness and knee.
Illness in his knee?
It was coughing this morning.
Man.
Whoa, that's
Swift. What's Swift's status?
Not looking likely.
Fast.
Did not practice.
Yeah.
Swiftly.
Today was pretty much key.
yeah, dude. You're talking about. I mean, you got 2 to 3
I'll
starters on
try
the bench.
not to. You keep bringing it up.
No,
I'm just like
Jamal Williams was on COVID
you
last
still got a
week. Is he
projection
going
of
to come off?
133, which
I don't
is
know.
crazy.
I don't know.
Oh,
That is
Pickett
tough.
declared for the draft.
That is tough.
Yeah, I mean I still think you got some pretty decent matchups. The Jones one, especially if Baltimore is without their starting quarterback, could get up and you can see running game.
Mm-hmm.
It always makes me a little concerned with having 2 running backs. If you get up big, the other one getting
Who gets the
Yeah,
carries?
who gets it? Do you rest certain people if they got like a knee injury or something like that? But last week they had a pretty good lead, and Aaron Jones had 2 touchdowns kind of at the end of the game.
Yep.
Which, I mean, I think that game was only like a 1 or 2 point game around half, right?
Yeah.
And then
It was close.
Devontae
Buffalo's
went off.
defense will be my 3rd highest score.
So you got Allen and who else?
The
You
projected is your 4th highest, so we're really writing that down, Ron.
Oh, is it really?
If you project a defense to be the 3rd highest, I don't care about projections.
That is his 3rd highest projected. Sorry.
Well, I can't write it down. And they're playing Carolina, so that's.
So
Second highest? Highest?
If Cam plays the
Highest?
whole, if Cam plays the whole game, highest on the league, highest of the week,
He's not going to play the whole game.
highest of the week in the league,
highest of the league.
league wide.
I like
Leaks are disgusting.
that Devontae Parker start for Jordan as well.
Is he starting?
Yeah, Devontae Parker.
Why do you like that?
Because I like to.
Okay,
Right, Totals.
I like totals.
I mean, he's been solid when he's played this year.
Yeah,
He hadn't been like fantastic.
He's
He's
played
been
what?
solid.
2 games, 3
He's
games.
played 4 games.
Okay.
He's seen at least he had 5 targets in his last game, 5 receptions. Outside of that, his lowest game of targets was 7. And Jalen Waddle is out on the COVID list.
That is true.
So Devontae Parker de facto number 1, with Gesicki.
Yeah.
I think Miami.
Tua likes Gesicki.
He does. I think
Except for the games where he doesn't throw it to him at all,
true.
I've said that twice.
I understand
with
that.
0 catches.
I like Miami this week a lot. They're hot right now.
So hot right
So
now.
Oh, it's Miami.
It's actually
Stay
not
hot.
the heat; it's the humidity. Let's stand-up comedian talking about he was going to buy a team and move them to Miami and call them, it's not the heat, it's the humidity. I lost it. That was like 15 years
We
ago.
found it later on.
Yeah, that's good.
Struggle for a couple days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, indeed.
All right.
I think anybody listens this far in.
Yeah, because we timestamped.
Dude, I
So
think
people
they
listen
listen
to
this
that.
far in, but they don't listen all the way through.
Well, that's fine.
I'm sure Jordan's probably not listening to it. Well, not right now. No, we haven't put it up. I know. Well, you're stupid. Yeah, I heard.
Well, after the trade deadline, Jordan probably listens more because we don't bash him.
It's mainly Jake.
I know. I was trying to help him out.
1 week of anger.
1 week of anger for 4 straight weeks.
It usually was on a Saturday between the hours of 12 and 4.
Because Ryan was bullying me.
That's fair.
It's the gayest slap
I've ever done.
And the fact that you missed for the most part.
There was contact. But 2021, Jay.
Did you see that?
No, I said he'll take in this matchup.
Ooh.
Jordan.
Taking Jordan.
Yeah, I get my payback this year.
Payback from way back. How do you get your payback? Oh, he's
You
talking about
go
he's
get
going
me
to
When
pay.
he
Okay.
was a 1 seed and you were an 8 seed and you upset him,
I usually beat him in the playoffs.
that's why I'm taking
I
you.
don't think he's ever beat me in the playoffs.
You got to get over 500 and stay there. I'm picking the big guy.
Jake's picking the big guy.
The big guy. With all his questionable tags.
I'm with all.
1, 2,
JT?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 7 with the COVID slasher in there.
Give me
the COVID slasher.
With the COVID slash. Do it, Trogdon. Do it. Do it.
Bacardi Cola. Do it. Do it.
Give me Jordan.
Man,
Ooh.
fuck you. You know what's making me so mad about you
Well,
right
this
now?
might be the most we've used that word.
It's like you
COVID?
are the highest picker
Jordan?
on the year, I guess is what we
You
should
want me
say.
to say
You
it?
picked
I wasn't
against 2 of
listening.
us already.
Fuck.
Dude, I'm just picking my heart, man. I'm just picking my
He's
heart.
mad at
Speaking
you.
into fruition,
He's
and
his
so
apple.
you're picking
Oh,
against
okay.
you just want us at the table to join you, don't you?
No, I don't.
That's what it is.
Get
He's not
the
picking
funk
you.
out of my face.
No, I'm just picking my heart, dude. Just picking my heart. I like Jordan's
right, baby.
matchups.
You tell him.
I like Jordan's matchups. I do.
I don't know.
And Brian's questionable tags do kind of.
Concern you?
Yeah, they do.
You
They're of concern. I'm picking Bryan.
So is that
That's a split on the last 2 picks.
okay?
The last 2 matchups.
2-2
I
split.
feel like you're being a little risky this week.
Me? I just pick with my heart.
He
man.
just
I pick
picks
my
with his
heart.
heart.
With a,
The heart.
I guess.
The
I was
heart
about to
knows
say,
what it
with
wants.
4 of us, is there any other way to have a split? But I guess you can have a 3-1
Split
split. It's not an even split. But we've done banana splits past 2 matchups, straight down the middle. 3-piece ice cream. Don't eat the chocolate with that vanilla and
And
strawberry.
the next
fan.
matchup of the week.
Until he asks me for it, I'm just going to keep on rolling.
Next matchup.
There we go. All right.
thought he was gonna
Broach
be a dick.
versus Ryan. Yeah.
All right, so this is our matchup of the week. The original projection, 130.56 to 130.76 in favor of the Fantasy Phenoms.
Phenomenal.
And Rob G and the Magic Mike's live projection is at 127. Fantasy Phenoms 132.
This
Both
is-
players do have guys go.
We were not recording on a Thursday, or if the computer had been working and we were able to record earlier, I think there would have been some difference of opinions. Kind of talking about Mike Williams did look like he got hurt on a touchdown catch where he fumbled it, and they called it an incompletion, I believe, or they might have called it a catch.
No, they did.
So
He's got 0 right now.
and
It's 10-0.
has he come back in?
They just Kansas City just kicked a field goal. They kicked off, and it looks like he's in the slot.
Is he?
I think.
'Cause
Yeah,
I
he's
saw
out
him
there.
go on the medical team.
Yeah, he's still
and
there.
So, all right,
Okay.
well, so he's back. That does change it a little bit.
Parham hasn't come back, which he got
he's not.
stretchered off, so
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's out for the game. But that's the only injury I've
So
seen.
look, you're getting off to a pretty good start. Travis Kelce's already eclipsed his past 2 weeks, 4.2, because now he's got 4.5.
Yeah.
So you got that, and then Tyreek Hill's already at 5.2. That's a pretty good start for you.
But I met the Dalai Lama, and he said that when I die, I will achieve total consciousness. So I got that going for me.
They ain't not going for you right now.
Can't
They're
give him
playing the
the same fuck, but he'll
Chargers.
say shit like that.
A
I don't understand this kid.
lot of F words this week.
Oh, dude, this was riddled. I
Don't
don't
let
know.
your mom listen to this.
That's
If
why
YouTube will let it go on, but your gay joke might get us a little in trouble.
When did I make that?
He said, that's the gayest slut you've ever.
That's not a joke.
He was
He legitimately- Every time we do the podcast now, when they introduce you or you introduce yourself, I don't
Who
laugh.
introduces me?
Yeah.
I don't laugh anymore. I just yell
Yeah,
out.
true.
"Gay."
He's done that the past 2 weeks.
Okay, well, let's not talk anymore.
He literally says this is for people in Asia, and we both know how they feel about.
Euthanasia.
Football?
LeBron and John Cena love him.
Yes, they do.
I do. Like we said, Mike Williams.
Can of freedom. That's
His
right.
live projection is sitting at 8. Doesn't have a catch. Doesn't tell me targets.
I think he just
In
called a pass,
game.
actually.
Did he?
I think.
Gosh.
Not Mike Williams.
Oh, I'm gonna refresh it. Then.
Nope, that was Jared Cook. Never mind.
Maybe refresh for no reason.
Ha! Stupid.
All right, so you know what we do with
Position by position.
Didn't even tell him it was a matchup of the
I
week,
didn't
Jake. Dadgummit.
But-
Start over.
you know what we do with matchup of the week.
Jake.
We go
Hard in the paint.
position.
I got run.
Well, I mean, Cleveland's defense, you know.
Easy.
Golly, Ryan.
Easy rock. Poltergeist.
No, that was you.
Fucking jet. Golden Corral.
Okay,
It's okay. It's
God dang, Ryan.
Ryan,
Stop.
chill, dude. You don't need to tear everything up in here. You're upsetting.
You have more of those in your house than he's does.
You're upsetting the puppy.
Than he's does?
Hear him cry.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Oh, no, I can't write not during the podcast.
Okay.
Proverbs 3:5.
Slap him, yeah. All right. Anyways, I don't. Y'all do the weirdest stuff, man. All right, so Tua Tagovailoa against Kyler Murray.
You like him?
Did you say Tagovailoa?
You do
Yeah.
like Tua.
Tagovailoa. It looks like Tagovailoa. It's
I'm
Did you say tongue?
That's how you
Or
pronounce it.
I'll give you the Rams team.
Isn't it
Oh,
tongue?
two tag.
Let's just call him Tua.
All right. Tua or Kyler. Tua playing
Call him Murray, please.
the Jets
Mr. Murray.
versus Mr. Murray, who's playing the Detroit Lions.
Remember when Peter Griffin fell to homeroom? Peter Griffin fell to homeroom because the teacher said Peter Griffin.
I don't remember explaining
I've never seen this.
He said, there.
I mean, but what is here but there without the T, you know?
She's concerned.
I'm good,
All right, who you take between those two? I'll take Tua.
Okay.
Wow.
Playing the Jets. Miami's so hot right now.
So hot.
right now.
Detroit sucks too.
Detroit does. Yeah, I'm taking Tua though.
Tua though.
Go more so because
Take it at Tua though.
I think I like the consistency of Murray more, so I'm gonna take Murray.
Oh, man. I'm going to get Murray.
Present.
I'm gonna go Murray.
Okay.
A little bit of a burpee there in the middle.
No, I figured that'd probably be the case.
Yeah.
All right, receiver grouping. We got Mike Williams. We've got Michael Pittman Jr. We got Jerry Jeudy going against Tyreek Hill, Debo Samuel, and Russell Gage.
Well,
I knew I've been
The
mispronouncing
current
this whole time.
projections do kind of make me want to take.
I'm
Ryan's
taking.
side.
Yeah, I'm taking Ryan.
I think the running back / receiver that he is able to kind of get with Samuel's helping a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know about Russell Gage, man. I know you're pretty big on him.
Peter Griffin.
Oh, come on. Get up. Get
When
up.
Family Guy's funny, they're really funny. But they can have some really dumb
The
shit.
episodes for the most part are stupid. The cutaways are fantastic.
Yeah, true.
And Keenan Allen just called a pass down like the 5 or 6, but he was still down. They went to commercial, so hopefully he gets back up. I don't like my boy going down.
I like Ryan's for Debo Samuel. Tyreek's already out to a pretty good start. And then Russell Gage.
I would have liked it a lot better about 8 hours ago when Tyler Lockett was that wide
And does
receiver 3.
Denver even throw the ball anymore other than
No.
to the running back?
They
really
So
don't.
really, like, and the head coach come out, it's like, yeah, I like our running backs. They're going to get the ball a lot.
They throw to the running backs.
Well, if you know you said that, then why would you ask the
They
question?
throw occasionally to Judy and then Albert however you pronounce that game.
Alberto?
Okay.
So
Anybody-
the two
anybody
guys
know how
they
to
gave
pronounce it?
extensions to, they don't even throw
Pull
the
up his
ball.
name. Pull up his name.
All right.
I want Jake to say it.
I think I want everybody to say it
Yeah, why is it just me?
because you like names.
You like names. That's what Ryan said.
I did. Say it.
Because he's a bully,
All right, there we go.
and you're trying to be like Ryan.
Everybody.
Man,
Okay, I got this.
all right, go ahead.
Albert.
Yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
You want me to give it a shot?
Okwabunum.
And that's not even.
I always
close.
want to say a Boonga Wale or a
It's a
Boonga
Boonga
Wale,
Wale.
which used to be the running
That's
back.
what?
A Bunga Wale.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Boonga Wale?
Not this player, but the other player is a Boonga Wale.
I
I
love
don't know
you.
what I said.
I
I
love
haven't
you.
even seen it.
I love you.
You
But there's
looked at
no
it.
I
way.
didn't really study it. Let me
It's
see.
There's not even
Aquabunum.
It's not even
That's
an
what I
L in
said,
there.
right? Something
I
like
don't
that.
know.
I said something like that.
A
Just call him
Bunga.
Albert.
I said Aquabunum.
Alberto.
That's what I said.
A
Hey,
Bunga
River
Bon. A Bunga Bon.
A Google Bond.
Bon.
Sound like that.
Bunga Nom.
What was
A
the
Boonga
beat at the
You're not
beginning
even
of Stomp the
putting a K in
Yard?
there.
A Bunga.
You know in Stomp the Yard when they're practicing in the empty pool.
Nom.
Blah, blah, blah.
A Bunga Nom.
I'm
I feel
gonna pull
good
this
about
up.
it.
Good.
That was. There's definitely name at the end.
Yeah, so now that they can see it on
Can
their
Google?
screen.
Can Google announce it?
It can announce it. Pronounce it.
Pronounce it. Announce it. Whatever you're looking.
Do whatever.
What are you
Whatever.
Oh my gosh, you're just
All right,
funny.
came down on the bench getting looked at. This is not good, boys.
All right, so who do y'all have in the receiver matchup? Because me and JT both took Ryan.
I took myself.
Go to the bathroom, dude.
I already took care of it.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Albert Okuwebunam.
I was close.
Aquabane.
I was closer than
Try that again.
Because I got the name part right.
I'm not trusting Google with this.
I think we all.
They said Biden. It's still the
Aquawabanam.
I think we all
Also,
pronounced Albert
COVID's
correctly
that
though.
serious.
Aquawabanon?
Albert Okuwebunam.
Either way, Denver doesn't throw the ball much.
Aquaboneonum.
It's basically been
So,
Melvin Gordon.
are you going to
and
do
Javonte
this like you
Williams.
did with the Greek Freak's name and just practice it all the time and then use it from here on out?
Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Albert Okuwebunam.
Do to us now.
Okay.
You know what's crazy?
What?
These gas prices.
It's not even a starting lineup for either one of these teams.
We were talking about the passing game for Denver, I think.
Yeah, we
Hold
were.
on,
And I said he only throws it to the tight ends, Jerry Jeudy a couple times, and the running backs.
Man, that's making me pull up a YouTube video.
Fantasy Phenom.
Again, I like Michael
Tonga
Pittman, but
Valoa.
Herbert just ran one in.
I don't like
Is he
Tua
okay?
in this
He's ran in a
matchup.
touchdown.
Or excuse me,
Oh.
Michael Pittman in this matchup.
They're going to use
By
him?
New England.
Yeah. So you're looking at it. Mike Wills still without a catch. That hurts. Mike Pittman against New England, who's been lights out defensively, and then a Denver
Lights
team that I
out.
just
Lights
don't know what any
out.
receiver does.
Yeah, I don't either.
Y'all
That's
remember
why I'm
that song?
picking. That's why I'm picking Ryan's.
Yeah, I'm picking.
Y'all got
Ryan's.
Ryan's receivers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all remember that song "Lights Out" though?
Yes.
Rob Deerdeck.
Yes.
Lights out.
And
Lights
now
out.
the running back matchup is Fournette and Connor versus Gibson and Kamara.
Which neither one of my running backs have practiced all week, which is not a good sign.
Because then you would go Chuba.
I would
and
just
Jones.
go. No, I would just go their backups. I'd go Ronald Jones, and they said Edmonds should be
Should.
activated because he was supposed to be activated last week, and they ended up holding him out. So hopefully Chase Edmonds comes
You would
back.
start him over Chuba?
Yes,
Yeah.
I might start Chuba over Ronald
Ronders.
Jones
Oh, okay.
going against New Orleans.
Stevenson staying in your lineup either way.
Probably. I don't know. I mean, I guess I could go maybe Bateman in the flex and move Stevenson up. I don't
Shouldn't
trust.
do that in front of a lot of people.
What's that?
Bateman.
But in my flex though.
What you doing? You're probably.
How flex?
If both of them play, I'm taking Fournette and Connor. If they don't play, if one of them doesn't play, I'm going to go the other way and go Antonio Gibson
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
JT
absolutely.
goes the other way more often than you think.
No,
Apparently, he speaks Spanish when he does.
That was from earlier. That was a callback. I don't even know if we were recording then.
Yeah.
We weren't.
I think that was during our technical difficulties.
I think it was.
An hour and a half of that.
I think it goes back to what we were talking about a while ago and Scorp's matchup a little bit. Kamara versus Tampa. That's a tough prediction to get to against Tampa. And then Gibson last week.
But Kamara is usually matchup proof because he's in the receiving game, but
McCarr
Taysom
is
Hill
usually
doesn't
struggling
really-
on the cold morning.
This guy's full of jokes.
Kale McCarr?
Oh,
Yeah, Kamara's been pretty consistent all year.
I-
Other than Carolina.
You don't like hockey jokes?
I
on this
honestly,
podcast?
I
I
think
didn't hear
I'm,
what you said when
I
you
think
said
I'll
Kale
take the
McCarr?
other end. I think I'll take
McCarr?
Gibson. Kamara.
McCarr.
McCarr.
Yeah, I think I'll take
Break
Gibson.
down.
Kamara.
He's good.
He is good.
Who y'all take?
Ryan, if he dresses up a little bit.
I'm going to take Broach.
Yeah, I'm taking Broach too.
I'll take
Just
Broach.
because of the questionables.
Yeah,
and not
I'll take
practice.
The fact that neither one of them had practiced.
That is
and it's
You're all
Thursday.
taking Broach.
Yeah.
I'm taking Ryan.
Okay. All right. Tight end matchup. Travis Kelce going right now 4.5 against Rob G. Projected at 13.3.
Does he have his backup, guys? Does he have the Magic Mics with him?
Are you asking us if he has
Let me
his
check. Let
backup?
me check. Let me
Yeah,
check.
he just said Rob G.
and the Magic Mike.
Okay, they're there. Okay. If Fournette doesn't play,
There's no way.
I think Gronkowski goes up just because that's a red zone threat that's taken out of the equation.
It's a primetime football game. Gronk's getting at least a touchdown.
Prime time.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Kelsey's in a
Can
prime
you give me a
time
little
as
bit
well.
more of a bold prediction there?
Are you asking me to?
Yeah.
I'll give you one. Rob Gronkowski.
He stole it from you. Because you're.
Stole it.
He stole it.
'cause you're
Rob Gronkowski,
hesitating too
6
much.
catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I take that back. 82 yards.
So you're saying he gets more than 82 or gets exactly 82?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're doing the exactly thing.
You said on 1 touchdown or 3?
1.
Travis Kelce will score tonight. And
When
he'll
he gets
go
home.
for
See, he's starting that little
85
route
yards.
there. Nice little 90.
Okay.
That's
So 85 yards and a touchdown for Kelsey?
Yeah,
Okay.
All right.
which
write it
usually
down.
wouldn't be a bold prediction in
But
the past year.
Since he's
but-
been on my team, he's been
Guys
doo-doo.
scored a touchdown
Since
in
he's been on
5
your team?
in 5 games. Well, this is
Yes, the entire city.
Cincy. Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
They had a good skyline chili there, driving.
Skyline Chili.
So who you're taking?
You know, I
Gronk
actually
on
kind of like Skyline chili, even though I think they
Yeah.
put chocolate in it.
there? Or are you taking
Yeah,
Gronk or
but there's no,
Kelce?
you don't taste the chocolate.
But you don't taste the
You taking
chocolate.
Gronk or
Very
Kelce?
good.
I'm going
I'll
to
take
take.
Cincy's.
I think Kelsey's going to have a good second half here, so I'll take Kelsey. I don't like
my
it.
prediction to Kelce. So
Yeah.
try.
I'll take Kelsey as well. I
And
do
you
think
already got Gronk with 82 and a touch.
Yeah,
So you're thinking the Kelsey's going to have more than 82.
So he's agreeing with my prediction because I went 3 yards higher.
You went 85 in a tutty.
Yeah, and you went 82 and a touch. So that would be 3 yards, Ryan.
that's the difference.
I wasn't listening. I was just reading what I was writing to make
I was
sure.
writing what I was
correct.
reading.
I writ and I write. I'm a scribe.
And then we got the flex. We got David Montgomery playing Minnesota. Questionable tag there. I guess Ramondre Stevenson from New England.
Montgomery.
What's Harris's status?
He's been limited.
Hell of a casino.
He's on Broach's team. So
Which
I
guy
guess.
got him?
what's up?
Harris.
Harris? Yeah, Harris Casino.
We're sponsored.
Not yet.
It's
We're-
hurrah!
They know we got Jake.
What about their grocery store?
Oh, like you're offended.
Let's see. Damian Harris. Let me look. All right. Questionable, limited all week, suggesting he'll be ready to go coming off the bye. Says he's on the better side of questionable.
Yeah.
Ugh. That's tough because that does affect
It affects
your
mine,
flex
yeah.
and it affects his. I mean, what's David Montgomery's status? He's got a questionable tag. What are they saying here?
Non-COVID illness, I think.
Yeah. They're still saying that he's more than likely going to play. He goes Monday night.
That's a tough get because if he doesn't play, then he's got a.
He's screwed.
Well,
He's got
Nuts and bolts. Nuts and bolts.
because he's got nobody else that he could slide. Not Monday night.
He would have to make an ad drop.
Yeah.
On
And
Monday.
his ad drop would be what, Khalil Herbert?
Anybody, because this is flex, it'd be anybody, any flex
Yeah, but-
eligible player, but I don't know who would get.
Is Khalil Herbert available?
He might not be here in a second.
Was he?
I wouldn't do that.
Why?
Would I?
Why wouldn't you?
I haven't dropped. Ingram hasn't played in 3 weeks, and I haven't dropped him just for the simple fact that it looked like I might play Broach in the playoffs, and Kamara was questionable, so I've held on to him. But
I mean, dude, if it was me,
I'd hold on loosely, but don't let go.
I'm not doing that part. Somebody else got to come in.
don't let go.
I wanted to harmonize with somebody. Jake, what do you think? Get out of your TP and get over here.
Well, we're definitely not gonna put on this dude, for the indigenous people that we support.
I'll take Montgomery here, but I am.
We
a little
gave him
concerned.
casinos and a little bit of land.
Right, dude. I'll take Montgomery, but I am a little concerned.
That
Okay.
you're taking Montgomery. See, I would like to take Montgomery.
Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm taking Montgomery. Just 'cause I don't know who.
Jake, Montgomery. All right, defense. We got Cleveland D going against Vegas and Tampa going against New Orleans.
Tampa going against New Orleans all day long.
Really?
Especially with
Yes.
Cleveland having a bunch of people.
Yeah.
That
on
offense
this
ain't
right
going to
now.
be on the field a whole lot.
Yeah,
Well, they'll probably be on there a lot, but they're not going to do anything with it.
I'll take Tampa as well.
I'll take Tampa.
Jake? Tampa.
Tampa. All right.
So who we taking in our Week 15 first round of the playoffs matchup of the week?
To me, it's,
because of what Ryan said.
Jake's
So he
taking
takes
Broach.
Broach because Ryan's a bully.
Out of spite. Okay. Whatever, Jake.
Well, we can go get him some.
Caffeine-free spite.
This guy gets it. I'm going to take Ryan. It's not good when you got a guy
Now, here's a guy.
halfway through the second quarter that you're really relying on not getting any points.
Mike Williams touchdown.
Did he just score?
Yep.
Did he really?
No.
Why does Jake do that?
Why did who do that?
Because Eckler's hurt.
Never mind.
Eckler was hurt coming into the game. Eckler probably shouldn't have played. If this wasn't a division game, he probably wouldn't have played.
Give me
Fuel.
fire.
Give me that much I desire.
Jake? We weren't even too consistent, man.
It is. Give me Ryan.
He's mine.
You can fight over me if you want to. I won't mind.
I didn't bring my gun.
I thought I was the key to your heart. Whatever.
Yeah, I'll
This key.
take Ryan. Okay. Who you take?
Ryan, he's mine.
Okay.
Jake.
Jake's already taken
Oh,
Broach
Broach.
because of what I said.
That's right.
And I got to pick.
A nose.
I do that all the time, but only my own. And occasionally somebody else's, but I'm not going to tell you who. Broach.
So that's a clean. That's not a clean sweep. That's a clean split.
It was a clean sweep in Scorp Michael's matchup, and all the other ones are split 2-2.
Sure, you don't want to go back on that score, Michael?
That would be 4 different.
Yeah, we did go different on all those, didn't we?
Oh, we
On the
went
other
different
three?
on all of them except for that one, I think.
Go do it.
Don't let
You know what?
Don't let him pressure you. No, don't let him pressure you.
Pressure me. Changing it.
You go, Mike.
Going Michael instead of Scorp. Come on, buddy. We can do it. I was hoping one of y'all went Vanilla Ice there, but under pressure.
It's better.
You can't go Vanilla Ice when that's not under pressure.
It was
Ice Baby. We're talking about how much Matt Ryan sucks this year. In general in life, it was Vanilla Ice.
life.
All right.
Captain Mills.
Any closing thoughts? Any other bold projections? Any other?
I didn't
From
make.
our clan to yours, Merry Christmas.
I do wish y'all a very Merry Christmas.
We'll record what? Well, we won't record before Christmas, I guess, will we?
No. I'm not coming over here Christmas Eve to do it.
Christmas Eve is on what, a
That's messed
Saturday?
up, man.
Christmas is on Saturday.
So Christmas
Friday.
Eve's
on
next
Friday.
Friday.
I mean, we can do it Thursday if you wanted to.
Yeah, we might. If we don't, Merry Christmas.
If we do, still Merry Christmas.
Season's greetings. Happy holidays.
Jake, you got anything else?
The most liberal guy at the table, huh? All right.
All right. Jake said screw Ryan and Merry Christmas to you all.
Which is the same thing.
And we will see you boys next week with our
We won't, but we'll talk to them.
Go.
second round of the fantasy football playoffs.
Go, Chargers, go.
What are you saying like it?
Arnold Schwarzenegger said that in one of his announcements.
You can go ahead and end this. I don't care.